What's going on, Unbreakable Rogues? What's going on? Half of the week. Welcome to the show, Unbreakable Rogue. My name is Roberto, and I am the Unbreakable Rogue, the fastest podcast YouTube in the history of the world. Less than 20 minutes. Today we're going to talk about consciousness. Dude, you got to be aware of your consciousness. Right? Today I got up. The first thing I did is pray, meditate. I didn't allow myself to really get out of the bed until I meditate. Do some breathing exercises. That was great. And then tea. I've been 4 years sober. I got alcohol just like that. Now the second is sugar. Eliminated sugar at a lot, right? And but once you start realizing, then you go to people's houses. Hey, you want a donut? We went to a birthday party, and so I said, I told you guys can eat this. I'm not gonna eat it. Too much sugar, You gotta go to a transformation. It's about consciousness. By the way, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a guru. You do whatever you need to do. And I like to do fasting. I think I've been doing fasting for a while, and I didn't even know it. So when I get up in the morning, most people, they a little bit, you feel like they need to eat, and they just go eat. But what they don't understand is the body doesn't need a lot of food to survive, right? So for me, getting up now, I don't do any outside work like I used to, so I don't consume a lot of calories. I consume a lot of calories when I do my walks and my runs, my workouts. So I've been more conscious in what I eat for the past couple of years, right? So, but the older you get, you even gotta be even more aware. But allows you to start the day better. I don't smoke. I don't drink. So pretty much everything that is on my power, it is on me. Do your subconscious mind exercises, and I was actually very productive. I stayed about an hour, almost an hour and a half, overtime, and because the great things are built after 5-6 o'clock. So when you change that mindset, not only you produce more, I don't have any notifications, so I don't do any in the morning. I have absolutely zero notifications in the morning, so I don't have any. As a matter of fact, my phone is always off. So what if it's an emergency? Well, if there's an emergency, then there's nothing I can do, right? But other than that, I cut all the news. I've been away from the news almost 2 months. Something pieces of crap comes into my threads, Instagram, but I don't even pay attention, because you cannot allow yourself to get distracted, because when you're about to do quantum leap, when you're about to go to a whole different level as far as physically, mentally, financially, you start getting pulled back again to the old you. The old you doesn't want you to leave, right? Because what happened when you do changes? The people that they are still the same. Have you seen pictures of people from years and years, and they have the same body complex, the same body, they're getting older, but they're always, chubby, they're always even actually overweight, and you see, what happened to you? I've been having the same body for the past 50 years. Why? Because I'm always in the move. I always moving, right? I cannot allow myself to just sit on the table and just do no exercise. I feel like restless, right? Even though I haven't done my running for the past couple of days, I've been taking a little break. I'm like, I'm ready to go, man. I am ready to go. And of course, we got to combine with a good nutrition and good rest. You gotta have a great rest, because remember, we spend 8 hours a day sleeping. So if you're not sleeping correctly, then you're not living if you're not sleeping, right? So the ability to have those rest moments, you're like, now I'm gonna be productive, nice. And with I don't know how many hours of sleep got Steve Jobs, of course, died too early, unfortunately. So he used to call, which is actually pretty, I talked about it before, it's about signal to noise ratio, which means you gotta accomplish a task like in 5-6 hours or a month or whatever the case might be. Say there's nothing else for you to do, plus focus on your goal. Like, I'm doing my real estate license, and that's the only thing I'm paying attention. I don't care about birthday parties, a few things that I can go, but I'm not allowing to myself to get distracted, because the more I'm aware of my consciousness and the path that I'm going through, is like, this is what I'm gonna go. So when you have all those notifications turned off, then you don't get distracted. It's like you don't get connected. Oh, we gotta go to this, game in, I don't know, Pennsylvania. We're gonna see the Steelers or the whatever, or we're gonna watch the Super Bowl. I don't have time for that shit. I'm in the in the quantum leap. I gotta get my real estate license, because who's gonna pass the test for me? Nobody is gonna do what I had to do, but your so-called friends, they're gonna keep you pull. And it happened to me before. So after, I've been sober for 4 years, I've been pretty much disconnecting of everything that doesn't have to do with my future. IPAs, income producing activities. So my consciousness has to be so well connected with my inner. My grandma passed away. She was 103 years old. And it took me years to realize the methods of that woman. After my grandmother died, a lot of my uncles and aunts and family members, they start dying. Because she was the fire. She was the, she was the head of the family. She was like the queen bee, right? As soon as in perspective, they got to replace the queen bee, right? But if they don't have the queen, they have to protect the queen. The bee, the bee master, whatever they call her. And there's a play, and if they die, everybody's like, oh, so they got to protect the queen, right? So the same thing with with your life. You got to be connected with with the ultimate, with the ultimate power. So you have a life of abundance, right? So my grandma always was she did a lot of meditation, and she was always skinny. So you can see she probably ate a lot of she was vegetarian for like 60-70 years. So she was very, very healthy, prayer, and she always had like a little, we always wanted to go to her small little condo, very small condo, and very down the air woman until she passed. And man, she was a thrill to to be. I have some pictures with her of grandma. I mean, I love grandma. She was the fire, right? So the consciousness is, you got to get close to the fire. You got to get close to people that are better than you. You got to have a new group of people that they are on sync within your own vision, and most likely the circle that you are in, it is not. I moved to another state. I changed my number. Only a few people know my number. I change my number quite often, and And eventually I'm going to hire an assistant, and believe me, I'm going to have a flip phone when I'm just going to do some things here and there, but it's going to be completely out of mind, out of sight. I'm going to, continue doing my videos and stuff for, but it's going to be, dude, from this point forward, the life that is set for me is about how can I enrich the life of others, and of course, making income. But at the same time, look, we all have a limited time in this planet, man. If you're not, so we got to be aware of our ability to do the most we can, and how many more people can we help, right? Well, you got to help yourself as well, which means you got to take advantage of the time you have today, because I went to a birthday party the other day, and we got a birthday, and she was already planned the next year party. So focus in the present moment. See, that's the problem with a lot of people. Consciousness is about enjoying the present moment. The past is gone. The future doesn't exist. So the only thing that exists is this time, right now, today, now is what it counts. So if you're not aware of your self-awareness, man, you're not living, because you're worrying about other things. Like right now is Wednesday, and people are already clocking out the weekend. They're thinking about, I'm gonna go to that concert. I'm gonna go to patronize other people. I just tell people, look, stop patronizing these folks. They're already rich. There's this singer, I'm not even gonna say her name, and people go to their concerts like they're like these ultimate gods, and they're like, it's just like thousands of people, and say, stop making these people billionaires. Live your lives that you're supposed to. You are here to win. You are here in this planet to have an impact, right? So if I were you, cancel those tickets. They're super expensive for to do this and to that, for what? And after that, and I was working actually in this festival in Pennsylvania, like these music festivals, like trance music and electronic music, and thousands of people in a 1 week period of time. And I was like, and the amount of money, people, it's just like, how can these people spend that much money, man? And for what? For a quick fix, right? Because they're gonna go back home and they're like, oh, and then what, right? So there, you gotta be well connected to to your inner you. So hit the subscribe button. Consciousness 101. Andy Elliott used to say, be what your feet are. Be with your feet are, and don't let anybody know your business more than you do. No, that's actually a pretty good. I'm a huge fan of Andy Elliott, and yeah, don't let anybody know your business more than you do. Have a great day. Hit the subscribe button, share it, go help somebody that can never repay you, and man, let's go.